Yeah. So I just came back from that lecture. It's what? Something 3:30, something like that. Yeah, almost 3:30 p.m. of course. Yeah. And if you're wondering why everything is wet, just as we were finishing our pre-noon walk, it started to rain. Not heavily, but it was enough that Lisa was, well, not really wet, but let's say a little bit damp. And yeah, when I just came home, she was actually outside. Someone left her outside. She was very, very happy to see me. I didn't record it because I didn't expect it to see her outside. And I said, do you want to go immediately for our afternoon walk? And she said yes. And so here we are. Something interesting was walking here. Yeah. I just realized when I was, going to the city center on a bus, of course, public bus, public transportation, of course, I realized that I forgot to mention something that, this new bus also have, ability for the, let's say mobile impaired persons, like on wheelchair, with mobility scooters, or parents, caretakers with prams. They can actually use, let's say, the second door, so let's say the first exit door, and even I think the second exit door, so the third door, looking from the start of the bus. They actually have let's say call buttons on the inside of the bus, so that driver can open the door and so that you can enter. And now a lot of these buses are very low, very low to the ground, so it's quite easy to, let's say, for the prams to get from the edge of the road, from the pavement onto. But if you are on a wheelchair, mobility scooter, you can actually indicate, wave to the driver that he will need to assist you, and in that case the driver has to actually get up, go to the first exit door. He needs to so there is an, let's say, inbuilt ramp, basically piece of metal that he basically just turns it over to the outside, and it acts like a ramp, so that you can drive on. And of course then you have to tell him or her where he will need to repeat the procedure when you're exiting. So yeah, now these, let's say, modern buses here basically have the ability, they are very low to the ground, so there are no steps, unless in some models you have some steps on the last exit, at the last door, due to I assume due to the engine compartment. And someone is going number 2. Okay, evidence collected. So as I was saying, yes, some the newer buses still have like one step, or perhaps even two. I think one at the last door, so you know, it could be, let's say, the back of the, usually, you know, the back of the bus is meant for kids, and the front of the front section of the bus has, you know, more, it's, let's say, dedicated. There are even, you know, signs, you know, these chairs are reserved for invalids, for pregnant women, and so forth. But yeah, you know, when I was a kid, basically all the buses had steps, 2 to 3 steps to enter, 2 to 3 to exit. And you know, there were several times, especially, you know, on the more popular routes, when a lot of people were exiting, you know, in short time. There were several, you know, incidents, well, when, let's say, older person, you know, stumbled on this is Chakamo, you know, stumbled down those stairs and get hurt. So yeah, and one time I also witnessed on the, basically, yeah, on one of the bus stops near our intersection, the main intersection. So lady went, she basically was exiting the bus, and somehow her, you know, the end of her jacket or coat got caught up by the doors. You know, the doors shut, the fabric was caught between the doors, and she was being pulled, you know. She actually had fallen, but when, you know, people that were waiting on a bus stop for other buses, you know, started, you know, shouting and pointing. So yeah. I'm with the new boots and I don't want to walk on the I don't want to go through any wet patches, any muddy patches like there. Lizzie, and she wants to go just right there. You know, yeah, I think she had fallen. She didn't broke anything, you know, she was a little bit bruised and so forth. Yeah, it can be dangerous. Not to mention, from time to time, buses get into accidents, you know, as all other vehicles do. Fortunately for me, I was never on a bus when it was involved in an accident of any kind. Lizzie, tuki griva. I want to walk a little bit further, and I know what she wants. She wants to go here and across to the elementary school and back home. Ne, tuki. Tukaj gremo. Pridi. We will go a little bit further. At least 500 meters. So that, okay, she has done number 2's number, yeah, today she went twice. So, but yeah, I still want to move her a little bit more further. So yeah, let's say one of the most strangest incidents that I got involved. Lisa, once again, she wants to go to the right. No. So that I was involved on a bus happened when I was in gymnasium. You know, every day I went and back to and from gymnasium with the bus. And one time, so I usually sat at the back row. The back row was basically, you know, just above the back wheels. It had like a, you know, bench with bench area with 3 seats, you know, and you could put basically, you know, your backpack on the, let's say, compartment. Lizzie, every let's say exit, she knows she wants to turn to the right. No, you know, and you could put like your backpack on that, let's say, compartment right above the wheels. So, you know, I had my backpack on that spot, close to the door, and there was a girl, a student, you know, sitting on seats in front of me, and she had, you know, very long hair. They weren't, you know, clipped or in ponytail, or, you know, they were free flowing, let's say. I don't know what would be the correct term. And, you know, just and she would, you know, she would like shake her head, you know, so the hairs, you know, would move all around, you know, and they would, because they were very long, they would also go, you know, let's say in the back, you know, in the back of her row into mine. And Lizzie, Chucky, come on. So, you know, I don't know, stop. You know, the backpack had, you know, this, like, I don't know what are they called, clip-on, I don't know. You know, to secure, to lock, to close the backpack. Okay. And, you know, she was doing that for couple of seconds, minutes, let's say a minute in total, and then she saw that her bus stop is coming, you know, and she stand up and wanted to, you know, go to the door, and she actually pulled my whole backpack with her. So when she was, you know, the last time when she was, you know, waving her head and hair around, the hair actually got caught up on that, you know, clip-on, I don't know what it's called. I don't know how they got caught, but they got caught inside, you know, there is those two like prongs. Between the prong and the upper, you know, piece. And of course she pulled, you know, she like, you know, her head went back. I was fortunate enough so that I grabbed the backpack so that it didn't fall down, because, you know, it would basically could hurt her neck even, or, you know, let's say uproot, tore out her hair. And then I basically had to unclip so that she could, you know, get out without my backpack. Yeah. That was, let's say, strangest thing that had happened to me on a bus, and I'm still not sure how it was even possible that her hair could get stuck there, caught up, because I didn't open it. I just had, you know, my backpack was just basically sitting there. So yeah, that's it.